Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is scheduled to be released on PC in just 2 days, and I want to gauge my audience's excitement level on that game because it is kind of a unique PC release, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Also, I want to cover a brand new Japanese RPG that has hit Steam today. Kind of came out of nowhere, I didn't know much about it, but it's a game that a lot of you guys told me to take a look at, and I took a look at it, and the game looks really solid. I don't know if it's a title that I'm gonna buy at the full price, but one that I've added to my wish list, and I'll debate whether or not to pick it up right now or wait a little bit until a sale. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. So first, let's talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is a very interesting PC release, and I'm very interested to see how this game performs for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you guys are familiar with the Dragon Ball games, it's not like these games are absolutely blow away. Usually, from a critical standpoint, the best Dragon Ball games will hover around a 7.5 out of 10. I think Xenoverse 2 had like a 73 or a 75 on Metacritic, and the Xenoverse games are considered to be some of the better Dragon Ball games. A lot of the Dragon Ball games have just been critically panned. Personally speaking, I was very fond of Budokai 3. That is still my favorite Dragon Ball game up until this point. I absolutely love that game. That was on the PlayStation 2, and it was a great game, but now we have Dragon Ball FighterZ, and why this is so interesting to me is early reviews of the title are already out, and they are super positive. Last time I checked on Metacritic, Dragon Ball FighterZ is sitting at an 87. Maybe you're one of those gamers that think a game has to be a 90 to be really great, but an 87 for a Dragon Ball title, that is absolutely superb. Like I said, a lot of the previous Dragon Ball games just critically panned, but this one has an 87, but beyond the critical reception, fan anticipation for the title has also been really strong. The game is currently the second top-selling game on Steam, and that's only behind Subnautica, which just came out in its full version today, so you can understand that. But for Dragon Ball FighterZ to be that high, that well-selling, that speaks a lot to the anticipation level of Dragon Ball FighterZ, and again, another interesting thing about it is that this is a PC fighting game. Fighting games on PC, while they have gotten better, last year we saw a couple of good ones. I love Tekken 7 on PC, Injustice 2 was good, but I feel like fighting games have never garnered the amount of traction and anticipation, especially on PC, that Dragon Ball FighterZ has, and that's very interesting to me, but I'm very happy about that because I want an active community playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. With a fighting game, a lot of times on PC, the community will die out in a couple of weeks, and then you won't have a lot of fun with it. Take a look at the BlazBlue games. I love BlazBlue as a franchise. I have a majority of those games on PC, but unfortunately the community doesn't really stay. Initially there will be an active community, but after a while it does deplete drastically. So hopefully with Dragon Ball FighterZ it'll be better. Now, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding the fact that this game does have the anti-piracy DRM de novo, but personally I'll probably look past that and still pick up the game. Now, unfortunately we didn't get a beta on PC. There was a beta on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and unfortunately that beta didn't even turn out that well. There was a lot of issues from a network standpoint, so hopefully with the release on PC, it'll be stabilized and online play will be good. But I really want to hear what you guys think about it. Is this a game you're gonna pick up? Are you really excited for it? Are you gonna wait on a sale? You know, $60 for a fighting game, I've said that before, that is a steep price, especially if you're not super into the genre or you're not super into Dragon Ball as a license. Personally, I'm not one of those nostalgic nuts about Dragon Ball. I haven't been watching Dragon Ball Super, but I watched Dragon Ball back in the day when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed it, and I've always thoroughly enjoyed fighting games, so this is one that I'm gonna check out, and when you check out those visuals, it just looks so stylish that for me, this is a must buy. Okay, so sound off with your thoughts on FighterZ down below in the description box. I also want to talk about this brand new JRPG that's hit Steam, and that is Legrand Legacy Tale of the Fatebounds. This game to me came out of seemingly nowhere. Now, there was like an alpha and beta running for the game, so some have actually been playing it, and I guess I might have been one of the few that have been sleeping on the title, but it looks to be a very old school JRPG, and I'll read you guys the description. It says, a love letter to all-time favorite JRPGs with a fresh take on classic turn-based combat and tactics. Buy now and discover why Legrand Legacy is the most promising game of the year. I don't know about that. Most promising game of the year sounds like a little bit of a stretch, but it looks pretty good. I know a lot of you guys aren't into Japanese RPGs, but it is a genre with a following, and PC is getting more and more of them, and I don't believe this is a game that's being released on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, so PC to get a JRPG of this caliber exclusively, at least for now, that's pretty cool. Now, it did release at $25, which is far cheaper than your typically released game, but obviously from a production standpoint, it's not at the level of a $60 game. But presentation-wise and art direction-wise, it does look like an interesting game, does look like a lower budgeted game, as I mentioned, but still, when you're playing a JRPG, budget and production values really aren't of utmost concern. We know that these games target a smaller and more niche audience, so unless you're a Final Fantasy or another big Square Enix project, chances are production values are gonna suffer suffer a little bit because they do target a smaller audience, but nonetheless, a game that I would highly recommend you to keep an eye on, maybe add it to your wish list if you are a fan of Japanese RPGs. Like I said, I'm probably not going to pick it up now, got a bunch of other games to play, but I added it to my wish list, and maybe when that Lunar New Year sale starts, that's a little bit soon for a sale, but maybe it'll be discounted, more likely than not, during the summer sale. Hopefully it's 50% off, and then I will check out Le Grand Legacy Tale of the Fatebounds. But that is going to wrap up this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on Dragon Ball FighterZ. Is this a game you're picking up on launch day, or are you going to wait a little bit? And if you're a fan of JRPGs, make sure to give Le Grand Legacy Tale of the Fatebounds a look. And if you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.